Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Welcome back to our Saturday Srimad Bhagavatam class. So we are very close to end of the 10th canto. We still have few more chapters to go. Beautiful chapters are coming up. So far, we saw how Krishna got married to several queens, several princesses, and we also saw how Krishna established Dwaraka, and then we saw how Balaram killed Dvivida, the monkey, the ape, and we also learned about the Samba, one of the sons of Krishna, what he went through, how he got married. That's all we covered so far. So in 69th chapter, which is what we are going to see today, is where Narada Muni, the great Rishi, is going to visit Dwaraka. It's a beautiful chapter where Krishna is living with several of his wives. As you all know, Krishna had the most wives that you can count off. So he was living with so many of his wives over there, and Narada wanted to go and see how Krishna is doing with his family affairs. So he enters to Dwaraka. That is how the 69th chapter starts, where Narada Muni and Shukadeva Goswami narrates the beauty of Dwaraka, the city Dwaraka, which had beautiful roads and nice quarters everywhere, and looks very opulent. Many several places and palaces, nice gardens, and everyone over there were rich people. You cannot find a beggar over there. Everyone were rich. No one was suffering with any sort of illness. There was no mental illness, nor was no physical illness. That's how King Krishna was ruling Dwaraka city. We won't find something like that in wherever we live. We see so many ups and downs in our life, but those times it was not like that. When Krishna was present, especially in Dwaraka, everyone was happy, joyful, with no issues and no problems, because they were directly taken care by Krishna. And the palaces were, you know, built with expensive materials. Some of the places had Vaidurium, gems, sapphire, and many other expensive things. And not only that, the maid servants over there in the Dwaraka, in the palace especially, they were all almost like princes. They were also very well dressed, expensive garments. They were wearing a lot of jewels. Everything was nice over there. Sometimes if we go there, we may be thinking that one of those maid servant to be the queen of that palace or the Dwaraka. She was like that, you know. So it was very nice in Dwaraka. So Narada Muni was entering to the first palace, because there are several palaces. So you want to see how Krishna is doing. So Krishna, as he entered there, he saw Krishna was playing with his wife a game, and also he had his friend Uddhava. Uddhava was also present, and they three were playing some games, nice games. And as soon as Krishna saw Narada Muni, he immediately got up, he stopped the game, He got up and then he welcomed Narada Muni. He made him to honored him a nice place to honorable place to sit, and washed Narada Muni's feet by his own hands. And then after washing it, wiping it with dry cloth, and then took that water and sprinkled on his head. Krishna did this one, sprinkled on his head. And that was distributed to everyone else. Everyone were happy. And Krishna was speaking and Narada was speaking for some time, general talks. After the Narada Muni said, okay, I got to leave now, I'm leaving. So with that, Narada Muni left that place and he entered to another palace, because Narada Muni's thought was Krishna got married to 16,000 plus wives. So how can he manage 16,000 wives? So that's one of the reasons why Narada Muni came to Dwaraka. Yeah. You just you go to anyone's house, a Grahastha family house, and the house is quite a challenge. The husband has to please the wife, and wife has to please the husband. The children will be screaming here and running there, and the husband has to manage all those things. So many things are happening, right? In one family, there are a lot of activities happens. Many of the activities totally out of our control, that we all know. So Narada Muni was thinking, Krishna got married to 16,000 princesses. So how is he managing with so many wives single-handedly? How is he managing all? Is he putting a roster? Okay, Sunday at your house, Monday at your house. Even if you do that, that means you have to come after 16,108, whatever that divided by 365 days. That many years takes for him to come back to the first wife. So how is he keeping everyone happy? Or if is he going to spend in a day, 30 minutes, 20 minutes with each wife? What is his program? He must be a very good time management person. So we want to learn from him. So he thought like that. So he said, I got to go now. I'll see you later, Krishna. And then Narada Muni left and he entered to the another palace. The another palace, when he went there, and he was told that Krishna is taking bath. And Narada Muni said, no, I know Krishna took bath and he was pretty much playing games. So call Krishna. And the maid servant, and he went, no, he's taking bath. He'll be coming here. He's going to do the Panchamahayagya, Mahayagya. The Panchamahayagya's, or the Grahastha should follow the Panchamahayagya. So he said, Krishna is going to perform Panchamahayagya. That's the first thing he does in the morning. So Narada Muni was telling, well, okay, not a problem, whatever it is. So he waited and Krishna came, and then he started doing Panchamahayagya. And the Brahmanas were waiting outside. Krishna went and fed the Brahmanas, gave them gifts, and he himself was following many rituals after he come back. And Narada Muni was quietly observing. This was just a second house event. So he was just quietly observing. In the second house only, he got really little bewildered. But nevertheless, he went to the third house. He didn't speak much over there. He did not spend much time over there. So he went to the third house. When he went to the third house, he saw Krishna was riding a horse. Krishna was riding a horse. And he had an elephant and chariot and any of all those different things. And he did not speak anything. He went to the fourth house. Over there, he saw Krishna was sitting there, and there were some Brahmanas and others were glorifying Krishna. The minister was talking to them, and everyone was there. Now Narada Muni thought, am I dreaming? What's going on with me? Is it real? He slapped on his face. Then he felt, yeah, it's real. Yes. By the way, Narada Muni did not do that. So he was just saying, what's happening here? So he went to the fifth house. When he went to the fifth house, he saw Krishna was there playing with his children. Krishna had children. He was playing with them. He was spending time and playing with them. So he said, okay, well, let's go to the next house. So he went to the next house. He found that he was engaging in a yagya with his another wife. They were together doing a homa, yagya. The yagya was being performed. That was going on. So every house events, he did not see a repetition of what has been done in the previous house. It is altogether a different activities. Totally a different activities. In one house event, Krishna was sitting and simply meditating. Krishna was meditating. Can you imagine Krishna meditates? We all meditate. We have there are many reasons we meditate. Why do we meditate? I know some people may meditate because they want peace. Some people want to meditate because they want to control of some senses. Some people want to meditate because they want to get some siddhi, some special power. Some people want to meditate because they want to be get rid of some disease. Even meditation helps in getting rid of some disease by controlling, doing proper pranayama. So all those things are there where people meditate upon. But Krishna doesn't have any of these problems. What problems does Krishna have? Krishna doesn't have any problem. And on top of it, who is he going to meditate upon? First question is that who is he meditating on? Is he doing an acting like no? Sometimes we also meditate, but externally everyone looks at it. We are like in a samadhi state, but only we know what's running inside us. No one can see what's running inside us, right? So, but is Krishna also pretending to be doing meditation? Especially when you see someone, just imagine when we are not being observed, we're not observed by anyone, we're not being watched by anyone, then the action that we do when no one is watching is what we are. That's our natural way of doing things. If I know that someone is watching me, the same action that I'm doing is going to be different because people are watching me. Therefore, I have to do something better to show I am a better person. I'm chanting very well. I'm doing meditation very well. I'm not screaming. I'm not showing anger because people are watching at me. Remove people and just be yourself. Then evaluate our consciousness. Are we different or same? Irrespective of whether we've been watched by people or not, we have to be the same. Same mean in a good sense. Not that because, yeah, I have to be same, I'm an angry person, so therefore I'm going to be angry all the time. Not like that. We have to be a better person all the time. We have to aspire and have the desire, sincere attempt to be good in all sense. So Narada was telling, whom is he meditating upon? In this regards, I just remember Mahabharata. In Mahabharata, Yudhishthira Maharaj goes to meet Krishna because he had a lot of confusions and questions. He was quite not happy after the Kurukshetra war. He felt that he is the one who caused all those things. So he was not happy. So he went to Krishna. Krishna was still there. So he went to Krishna and said, Krishna, I want to meet with Krishna and get his problem solved, mental problem solved. So he went to Krishna. The servants who were in the Krishna's palace in Hastinapur, where he was residing, they said, Krishna's busy. You may have to wait for 30 minutes. And then, but you can go inside and sit. And they said, okay. Yudhishthira Maharaj went inside. He sat on a couch over there and he saw Krishna was in meditation. Closed his eyes with a slight smile. He was in meditation, deep meditation. And Yudhishthira Maharaj got confused. Is God meditating in? Because Yudhishthira Maharaj knows very well who Krishna is, right? Is God meditating? Why should he meditate? What's the problem with him? Is he trying to control his senses? Is he trying to solve some problem? So anyway, he waited. He waited. Sometimes, it's better to ask the person rather than we start making assumptions. We make assumptions. I just remember one devotee telling the story. This is totally off Bhagavatam, but just a story, just a joke, if you feel it's a joke. So there was I might have told this one, I can't remember, but anyway, bear with me. There was one bus which goes on the same route, one place to another place. So there's one man whose name was John. So he just goes into the bus every single day, but he never shows his ticket, purchase the ticket. He never shows his tickets. There's a automatic machine where you punch in and swipe the card and you'll be charged for your trip, that bus. So this John never buys a ticket. The driver was skinny, very skinny, and he is quite annoyed. but he's little afraid to ask John, why are you not buying ticket? Because he's a bodybuilder. He's quite tall and 7 feet and big, huge body. Therefore, he's afraid to ask him. So this was going on for almost a month. So the driver got pissed off. He really got very angry. But then he had a fear. So what did was he started going to gym. I told you this is nothing related to Bhagavatam, just a sidetrack. So he went to the gym and started doing workout, and he started taking a lot of health drinks and all those food, and he also became really big, and of course he cannot become tall, but he became very big, a very big bodybuilder, like a bodybuilder with all the packs on his abdomen and so forth. Then next day he decided, this time I'm going to ask John. This time I'm going to ask John. By the way, whenever the driver asks John, do you got a ticket? And John says that Big John doesn't get a ticket, doesn't buy a ticket. Every single day, John will say, Big John will not buy ticket. And then that's why he got very angry. The driver, then he came next day, he decided, if he's going to tell me the same answer, I'm going to punch on his face and you'll know who I am. The next day came, same stop. John got into the bus, and then he was standing close to the driver, sitting close to the driver without purchasing a ticket. And the driver, now he had a courage. So the driver asked, where is your ticket? And then John said, Big John doesn't buy a ticket. And then the driver stopped the bus, got into, and that man, he caught hold of the collar of that man. He said, why don't you buy ticket? And Big John said, because I have a monthly pass. So our driver made an assumption. So assumption is really an enemy in many of our life. We make assumptions a lot, not one or two. We make assumption of just looking at a people's face. We think this person must be like this. He must be from this place. And many assumptions we start making. We define and we justify our assumption, and we define the person based on our assumption. But it could be totally opposite to our assumptions. Why did I say this? Narada Muni was making assumptions. He was thinking, why? Yudhishthira Maharaj was making assumption, why Krishna is meditating? And then Krishna came out of meditation. And then Narada Muni, Yudhishthira Maharaj asked Krishna, Krishna asked, what's the reason of you coming here? Yudhishthira Maharaj said, before the reason I explain my reason, I want to know something. What is that? Whom are you meditating upon? Why are you meditating? And Krishna smiled and said, I also meditate. I meditate upon my devotees. And then at this time, who are you meditating upon, Krishna? Who is that devotee you're meditating upon? The one who's lying on the arrow beds. Lying on the arrow beds. Who is that, Diksha?
Bhishma.
Mahati, is that right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Very good. Very good. What type of bed do you have, Mahati, at home?
A regular bed.
You have a bed at home? You sleep on a bed? It's a soft bed?
Yeah.
Would you like to replace it with arrows? Will you sleep like that?
No, Prabhuji.
No, you can't sleep, right? You can't sleep. Anyway, so coming back. So that's the point here. So Krishna always meditates upon us. Especially on those special devotees. So Narada Muni also saw that Krishna was meditating at one point. So in different homes he sees different activities being performed by Krishna. And Narada Muni got completely bewildered. And then in one place where Krishna was actually with Balaram and discussing some important things about the country and citizens and so forth. So many such activities are going on. After seeing all this thing, Narada just quietly left that place. He didn't have any words to say. So how did Krishna was present in all these different homes? How did he do that? Any thoughts? Just don't tell me that because he's Krishna. And that's the correct answer, by the way. Yes, Diksha.
Maybe he manifested himself into 16,108 Krishnas.
What a big word, nice word. You manifested. My God, you must be student of Golaka school. Am I right? Manifested. Otherwise, you can't speak these words. Yes, Mahati.
I think it's because like he is in like everybody's like he's like super soul and he's always with everybody.
I didn't hear clearly. Can you repeat it?
I think because he's super soul and is with everybody every time.
Oh, he was super soul. He was super soul in everyone and everybody. Yes, that is true. That is true. Super soul cannot be seen, but then Krishna can be seen when he manifested himself into so many. And is there any other place that you both can, only you both are here, I guess, from kids group? Can you think another incident or story that we saw in the past where Krishna manifested himself into many, but that time it was not Krishna all the time. It was something. Yes. And this time, hold on. Mahati, you go first.
Like during when Brahma like took all his group of friends, like Brahma like took all his like friends and Krishna manifested himself as like all the friends.
Is it right, Diksha? Or do you think?
I think she's telling the Brahma Vimohan Leela.
Yeah, do you also agree?
Yeah. Can I tell mine, Prabhuji?
Yeah.
Rasa Leela.
Wow. That is good. Actually, to be very frank, I didn't even think about that. Thank you to bringing that point. Very nice. Very smart. Okay, so Krishna can manifest himself into as many as he wants. Only Krishna can do that. And when Krishna does that, he physically manifests himself. Is not that I'll tell you, I might have told this one, when even the rishis can manifest themselves into multiple bodies. But there is a difference. When the rishis manifest, do you know any rishi who manifested into multiple bodies? Anyone? Have you heard of Chauvery Muni? Chauvery Muni, he manifested into 60 bodies to marry 60 princes of a king. He expanded into 60 bodies. So Krishna also manifested into 16,000 plus. So what is the difference between Chauvery Muni and Krishna? Even Chauvery Muni could have expanded himself into 16,000 if the king had 16,000 princes. Do you agree or not? What do you think? Or is the Muni is only limited to go up to 60 bodies, not to 16,000? Any thoughts? Anyone? So the Muni can expand himself into even 16,000 like Krishna did. But there's a big difference from Krishna and the Munis like Chauvery Muni. What's the difference? When the Muni expanded, is same as he is in one body, the primary Atma is present. His original body and that Atma is present in that body. But his consciousness spreads to different bodies. Consciousness spreads into different body. For example, my Atma is present in my heart, but the consciousness is spread throughout my body. Therefore, I can move my hands like this. I can move this finger, not because my Atma is present on this finger. Atma is not present in this finger, my Atma. But the consciousness of me is spread all over the body, which gives the instruction to move my finger. When I can do with this body, that means I'm conditioned soul. With my body, I can execute orders to my body. I can move my head. I can do whatever I want like that. I can give instruction to my parts of my body. When by a tapobhala, by the power of yoga, I can extend this instruction outside of my body to another body. Make sense? I can extend what I am doing limited to this body. I can do the same thing to another body, to another body, to another body. Have you heard sometimes people read others' mind, the yogis? How do they do this one? So have you heard people sometimes they take control of someone else? How do they do this one? This is by the mystic Yog Siddhi. They have the Siddhi. They have that one. But when Krishna did, this is where the difference comes. When Krishna expanded, he manifested himself into 16,000, not that Krishna is in Vaikunta and then his knowledge is spreading to different bodies. It is Krishna himself manifested into different bodies. That is only Krishna can do, and we cannot do. It's like lighting a lamp. Take a lamp, candle, and then lit another candle, another candle, another candle, another candle, another candle, another candle. All the candles have same light, same power, everything the same. There's no difference. Upanishad says this one. Therefore, when Krishna manifests himself, he himself manifests. It's not that he's spreading his knowledge into something, and something. But there is a difference again. There is a Satyavesha avatar. There's an incarnation called Satyavesha avatar, which means Krishna bestows his special energy into a Jivatma. For example, Narada is also considered to be an incarnation of Krishna. Have you heard this one? Anyone? Narada is also incarnation of, Vyasa is also incarnation of Krishna. Do you all know that? Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahmanyadaye Vashishtaya Namo Namaha. As it is said, Vyasa and Vishnu are no different. That means what? Vyasa is incarnation of Vishnu. What it means is Krishna, this Narayana, has invested one of his energy into Vyasadev, a Jivatma. Therefore, he is not Purna avatar. Vyasa is not Purna avatar. It's an Avesha avatar, Shakti Avesha avatar. It's been empowered by something. Likewise, many avatars are there. Okay. But what we are talking here about Krishna's, whenever we speak about Krishna's pastime, is manifesting himself into multiple. It is not Satyavesha avatar, or it is not like a rishis expanding their knowledge, consciousness into other body. It is Krishna himself expanding into multiple forms. That's the important thing that we need to understand. So that is, after that happens, Krishna, Narada Muni leaves the place. And then after some period of time, there is a messenger comes. A messenger comes and says to Krishna that Krishna, well, actually Krishna was getting ready, doing his morning ritual, whatever the ritual he has to do. And then he's coming to the assembly. When he came to the assembly, a messenger comes and tells that Jarasandha, you all still remember Jarasandha? He's not gone out of the story yet. There's a pause. Kaliyavana and all those things, story we saw. You must hope you remember those stories. We had a big break. So Jarasandha is still alive. He finished 17 times attacking, fighting with Krishna. But still Jarasandha, what he has done is he has captured 20,000 kings, arrested them. 20,000 kings and arrested them. And all those kings have sent a messenger to Krishna, requesting Krishna to come and save and release them from Jarasandha, to kill Jarasandha and save them from the prison. At the same time, Narada Muni once again comes to Dwaraka. Same time he comes, he says, Krishna, in Hastinapur, Yudhishthira Maharaj is planning to do Rajasuya Yagya, a very special Yagya. is going to be performed by Yudhishthira, and he is requesting you to come there as a special guest. So kindly please accept invitation and come. And Krishna was thinking, what am I going to do now? Both are important. So he turned to his minister, Uddhava, and he asked Uddhava, what are we going to do? Should I go take care of the king's request to release them from the prison of Jarasandha? Or should I go and accept the invitation from Yudhishthira over there? Uddhava said, my dear Lord, you got to do both. Both plays an important role. You have to take care of the kings, they have to release them. At the same time, you have to accept the invitation and go there. All right, so let's go to Hastinapur, and then from there we'll plan it out and take care of Jarasandha and release all the king. And then King Krishna, along with his friends and ministers and everyone, he goes to Hastinapur. As soon as he goes to Hastinapur, he falls at the feet of Yudhishthira Maharaj, because by age, Yudhishthira is older than Krishna. Therefore, he takes the blessings of Yudhishthira and all other elderly person. And then he embraces Arjuna, because Arjuna is his peer, his friend of same age. And then also he falls at feet of Bhima, by the way. Bhima is also older to Krishna. And then Nakula and Sahadeva, they come. They are the fourth and fifth brothers of Panchapandavas. They come and fall at the feet of Krishna, taking Krishna's blessings. And they invite Krishna, and they have nice time over there. And Rajasuya Yagya is going to be performed. At the time they were going to discuss, which is coming up, that who is going to be the honor, the most important person that need to be honored in the Rajasuya Yagya. Who should be the principal person to be honored and worshipped doing this Yagya. And everyone were going to talk about that. At the same time, Jarasandha on the other side is mischievous acts are still going on. So at that time, Krishna tells what Krishna and Arjuna and Bhima and Yudhishthira, they all sit and discuss, what are we going to do to take care of Jarasandha? They all know Jarasandha is very charitable, especially to the Brahmanas, very charitable. So they made a plan. They said, okay, let Bhima, myself, and Arjuna will go to Jarasandha. We'll dress up like a Brahmanas and go to him and ask him for some charity, some donation. Ask him to fight with us. So they dressed up like Brahmanas and they went in front of Jarasandha. Jarasandha was very happy to see the Brahmanas. As soon as he sees the Brahmanas, he just gives a lot of charity. So he was ready to give charity. But then Jarasandha is not an ordinary person. He knows everyone. So he could see that they are Brahmanas. They are calling themselves to be Brahmanas, but they have a broad shoulder, a huge body. Their physique was like a Kshatriya. So he was wondering that how can Brahmana have a body like this? Brahmana's bodies are softer. They cannot do heavy work, heavy lifting or everything. But these three seem to be a different category altogether. They seem to be bodybuilders, especially the one who is standing there, huge one. Certainly you cannot be a Brahmana. Therefore, he said, what do you all want? And then they said, we want you to fight with us. It's a very important, very interesting thing that they're asking. We want you to fight with us. Because what's happening is when each time Jarasandha comes, there are many people die on the other side of the party, on the Krishna side. So to avoid and complete and finish Jarasandha's story, they said that better let's have one-on-one fight rather than having a war between two parties. Jarasandha said, I know very well that you three are not Brahmanas. Tell you who you are. And then they said, well, this is Arjuna, this is Bhima, and myself, Krishna. Ha! No wonder you people came disguised like a brahmanas because you cannot face and fight with me. Well, let's not talk about all those things. Let's fight now. And Jarasandha said, I won't fight with you, Krishna. I already defeated you 17 times. He just changed the plate as if he defeated Krishna. I fought with you for 17 times. So I'm quite tired playing with you and when I'm fighting with you. It's not fun fighting with you. So therefore, I will not fight with you. Okay, what about Arjuna? Arjuna is by age younger to me. So he doesn't match. So I don't want to fight who's younger to me. That's not fair either. My choice would be this guy, Bhima. I think we both will go very well. So the arena was made ready, and there was a big fight happened between Bhima and Jarasandha. It's an equal match. They were equal match. Whatever weapon Bhima picks, Jarasandha was equally skilled with that particular weapon. And by finishing all the weapon, they started fighting by hands. Like WWF. If you watch WWF, they dash on each other, carry and push them on the ground. All sort of things were going on. But Bhima was wondering, how come? How come I cannot kill this guy? Bhima was little becoming disturbed of doubting his own skills. At that time, he could see Krishna was standing there, and still, any situation, you look at Krishna's face, our problems will be solved. You have to go to someone who can solve our problem. You have to go to someone. By being with that person, we feel relieved from our problems. We have to go to someone who brings smile on our face. That is only possible by Krishna. We never see Krishna's face like this, with 3 lines on his forehead, thinking of something very seriously, or sitting sad, or crying. None of those things we can see in Krishna. Krishna cried only one time, only one story we heard in the entire Bhagavatam, when he cried. We all know that. Diksha, when did Krishna cry? Or Mahati? When is that one time that we all very well heard several times that Krishna cried? Namamishwaram Sachetanand the Rupam. Anyone remembers?
Yashoda Mata binded Krishna.
Yeah, exactly. Even before binding Krishna, he was crying, right? As he was crying, all his, whatever that black thing the mother put, it mixes with the tears, and he was just falling. Drops of dark black drops were just falling from Krishna's lotus eyes. That's the only time we heard that Krishna cried. And that's again, is for our pleasure. He did that one. But otherwise, we never see Krishna with a sad face. And being devotees of Krishna, we have to also try to bring that mood of being happy all the time. As long as we are with happy people, we'll be happy. If we are with the sad people, we'll be sad. Is it not? If you're surrounded by the jolly people, we are going to be jolly. If you're going to be with people who are always talking about problems, issues, and this and that, oh my God. Therefore, let's be always with Krishna. That is what Krishna consciousness is. Try to always, wherever we turn, we have to remember Krishna in some way or the other. That is possible when we put pictures of Krishna everywhere. But the next stage of that is, even if you don't have Krishna's picture, by looking at any of the objects, we should remember Krishna. That is the stage of Prahlad Maharaj. See any object, we will connect that object to Krishna. Krishna is present there in that particular object. That's the higher consciousness. And a further higher than that is, we don't even have to have any objects, none of those pictures, nothing. Within ourselves, we see Krishna. Within ourselves, we see Krishna. Right? So these are different stages where we can be happy by getting connected with Krishna. The first thing to start is from our level, is to just chant Hare Krishna and hear Krishna Katha, be with devotees, do some devotional service, bhakti. These things are all the way that we can get connected. before we can get to the stage of where I cannot live without Krishna. That's the final stage. That's the final stage. Right? So the Krishna, Bhima turned to look at Krishna, and Krishna was smiling. And Krishna was having something in his hand, a branch, a tree branch, a small one. He was just, sometimes children carry something in their hand and try to keep doing something, playing. Like that, Krishna was having a small twig in his hand. Then he was doing something like this, like this, like this, and smiling at Bhima. And Bhima was getting tired, man. You can't believe it. Bhima was literally tired. And Jarasandha was not giving up. Bhima was tired, getting tired. At the time when Bhima looked at Krishna, Krishna had that stick in his hand, that one stick. He smiled at Bhima and showed like this. He took the stick. I should have demonstrated it. I don't have a stick. So he took a stick and made it into two halves. Like that. The stick, when you break it, it just breaks like this. It just, I cannot even explain this. It just breaks anyway. It breaks. And then Krishna turned the sticks like that and then threw it on the side. If we have seen what something like that when Krishna did, we will immediately go to our lawn near to the tree and pick up another stick and try to do something like this and look for Jarasandha if he's gone or not. Krishna is trying to ask us to go and do some lawn work. What is he trying to do? Summer, it's time. My friend, it's summer now. Your lawn has grown so much. Go and take it. Otherwise, you get a ticket. Is that what Krishna is telling? Maybe that's what I will think. But Bhima understood. Bhima understood. He went to Jarasandha. Again, they started fighting. That time, Bhima pushed Jarasandha to the ground and Bhima put one of his foot on one of the leg of Jarasandha, caught hold of his another leg, and then lifted like this. And then Jarasandha became two half. Jarasandha body vertically become two half. And then he made ulta, reverse it and put it on the side. Jarasandha was dead. That's the only way where Jarasandha had a boon. That's the only way by which one can kill Jarasandha. There's no other way. And who knows this? Krishna knows everything. My goodness. Krishna has solution for all the problems. Krishna has solution for all the problems. Well, Krishna has solution for all the problems. He was present over there and Arjuna was there. So he was able to answer all the questions for Arjuna. And he also gave a suggestion how to kill Jarasandha in person. But we are virtual. We are not even virtual, by the way, with Krishna. How am I going to know what I am supposed to do? How am I going to know what I'm supposed to do? For that, we should completely have that faith that Krishna is nowhere else, is within me. He's everywhere, but is within me. If we understand that Krishna is within me, if we meditate on that Lord who is present within my heart, our heart, that Paramatma will speak. He will speak and give us a right direction. It is only out of our ignorance, it is only out of our less faith that we don't believe in our prayers. We don't believe in our prayers. As much as we keep faith in our prayers, that much Krishna will speak to us. So 1 second, I just take a 10 seconds break. 1 second, there's little noise here. Excuse me, I'm sorry about it. So after that, Jarasandha was killed and they all became happy. And Krishna went and released all the kings, and the kings started glorifying Krishna by a lot of nice prayers. That ends the story. Now we'll stop here and open up for any questions or discussions before we enter into the another session, which is coming up later. This ends the 72 chapters. There's totally 90 chapters. So we completed 72 chapters so far. Any questions, discussions? What is coming up next is Shishupal Vada, killing of Shishupal. Because remember, I shortly said about Rajasuya Yagya, which will cover more in detail next class, where Shishupal is going to object and Krishna is going to award him with a very good thing. Any discussions, questions?
Prabhuji, thank you very, very much. I have a couple of questions, if you might. Thank you very, very much for the story today. I really enjoyed it. And it made me very happy to hear how it's good to be in association with others who are happy. So that's always nice. But the story with the Jarasandha, it's my understanding that at least there's one version of Mahabharata that Jarasandha was trained by Karna into how to fight. So is that the reason why he gave such a strong battle against Bhima in this account? In other words, how did Jarasandha get his power? Was he a Kshatriya and so he knew how to fight?
Two things. Answer is yes. He is a Kshatriya by himself. So obviously Kshatriyas are warriors. They know how to fight. Plus also he got a special boon from Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva has given him the power to fight, and no one can kill him unless and until this particular way, which no one knows other than Krishna himself. So those are the reasons. But regarding the Karna part, I don't know. I have to refer to Mahabharata if that is where he also got trained from Karna. From my way of understanding, is I'm not sure if that is the right thing.
Or maybe it could have been too. Did Duryodhana? Did he train Jarasandha? Because he obviously Duryodhana had something against the Pandavas, so he was maybe secretly doing. I don't know, but that's maybe that those two come to mind. That's all I'm saying.
If you see their age, it doesn't match. The reason is because Jarasandha is none other than father-in-law of Kamsa. And then that means Krishna is Kamsa's nephew, right? Nephew. And that means the Pancha Pandavas are all of same age of, including Duryodhana, of pretty much close age of Krishna. So they are way younger compared to Jarasandha. And Jarasandha, I doubt that he's going to learn from Karna or he's going to learn from Duryodhana. So quite, it's not, doesn't go well for a Kshatriya to learn, especially being a Kshatriya, they would not go anything less than themselves, being that Kshatriya nature.
Okay, and then the other question I had, please. Lord Krishna knows how about the boon that Lord Shiva gave to Jarasandha, but he also knew. Was there Jarasandha's his physicality? He had something with his legs originally, right? Was he made differently than other human beings?
No, pretty much.
Because
no, it's just they all made the same way like us. Bhumi, Apo, Nalo, Vayu, everything is the same: earth, water, fire, air, ether. There's nothing special ingredients has been used to create Jarasandha. It's just a special skills each one of us has. Like the Jarasandha has a special skill and he has a boon. That only thing makes him different than us. Otherwise, pretty much the same composition.
Okay, thank you for your description. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
In short, he was both your questions are pretty much related. Number one is a Kshatriya. By birth is a warrior. So it's just natural for him to fight. It's not anything hard. The second thing is he had a special boon from Lord Shiva, which made him unconquerable by anyone so easily. That's all. Those are the only two things I can think of. Okay. Let's go with Mahati. What do you have, Mahati?
What's the homework for this week?
Take a stick and break it into two. With your hands, not with anything else. And when you do that, remember, Krishna is there to protect and give us from inside good knowledge to go in the right direction. Just don't go around your different trees and start breaking the trees and branches. Okay. The idea is when you take a branch, break into two pieces, remember the story, how Krishna protected Bhima from a difficult situation, from challenges. So let's pray to Krishna to also give us good strength and make us take right choices in our life. Who's present inside us, Krishna will empower us. So do this exercise, take a stick and break into pieces. But remember, jnana is important. The knowledge of thinking of Krishna is important, not just breaking the stick. That is karma. What is karma yoga means? Anyone knows? Children, have you heard about a term called karma yoga? What does karma means? Diksha, you're all very advanced. What is karma? Do you know, Mahati or Diksha? What is karma? You should know, come on. These are very highly used terms. I can't hear you.
I was just telling to myself, Prabhuji.
Okay, yeah, Mahati.
Is it actions?
Actions, very good. Actions are called karma. Actions are also called, reactions are also called karma. Okay, but karma, when you do only action, that is karma. When you only cultivate jnana, when you only cultivate knowledge, it is called jnana. When the action combined with jnana makes it karma yoga. That's when yoga comes into the picture. If you go around only break the sticks into two pieces, that is only action. It's not going to give you any good result. But when you break the stick, think about Krishna, then that is jnana part. Then what you're doing is becomes karma yoga. When that karma yoga matures, that becomes bhakti yoga. Make sense? So any action that we do it in Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, they're all only actions. Okay, Diksha.
I wanted to tell something. When you told the story of Jarasandha, I remember that you told like Jarasandha was the one who gifted Kuvalaya Pita to Kamsa.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a dowry from father-in-law. Kuvalaya Pita was actually belonged to Jarasandha. It was given to as a dowry to Kamsa. Yeah, very good. Thank you. Okay, any other adults? Anyone else have any questions or corrections?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dhanyavad Pranam, Prabhu. Prabhuji, just a little bit clarification. First of all, thank you so much for your wonderful lecture today. And like just one clarification when you were saying that Chauvery Muni just expanded himself, but not himself, but you mentioned that his knowledge or consciousness, he just expanded. But in Krishna's case, the expansion is like Krishna himself expanded, right? It's not only knowledge or consciousness, but Krishna himself expanded. So I remember that in Chaitanya Charitamrita we read like the Prakasha Vigraha and the Vilasha Vigraha. So Krishna himself, when expanded into the similar forms, it's called like Prakasha Vigraha and the Vilasha Vigraha. It's like in different, multiple forms, like Krishna, when expanded himself into Balarama, that is Vilasha Vigraha.
Yes.
So in Dwarka, it is like Krishna's Prakasha Vigraha, right? That is one clarification. And second thing is that when Krishna expands himself like that way, how do you understand who is the original Krishna?
Original Krishna is originally always present wherever he is present in Goloka.
Okay.
He's always present. It's not like, when the Lord takes avatar, he leaves that place and comes over here and performs something. He's present there also. He's present here also. So Krishna is always present wherever he is present.
So he's just not manifested to us. Is that correct? He's present everywhere and he's present.
Yeah, that is also true. Yeah, he's not manifested to our eyes. I don't know. Did I answer that question to you, Priya Mataji? Or is there something different question you asked?
No, it answered the question. So I was like asking for the, so like in Dwarka Leela, in Rasa Leela also. So it's like Krishna's Prakasha Vigraha. But if we ask the question like Krishna himself manifested into different Krishna into Rasa Leela, but how do you understand like who is the original Krishna in that? So, but you mentioned that he's in Golok Vrindavan like that, right?
No, my point is every manifestation is original.
Oh, okay. Every manifestation.
Every single manifestation is original by itself. It's just a copies, instances. It's many instances of Krishna. There's no difference at all. In computer language, I don't know how much you know this one, but those who know computer, there's a main program runs, and there'll be many instances get created, processes, many get processes. If you want to stop all the process, the best way is to kill the main running process, the main mother. When you kill that one, all the process get destroyed. Like in Krishna's thing, everything is original. It's not like one original is sitting somewhere in Vaikunta. What has come as an instance, a child of that one. It's not actually fully the same Krishna who's sitting there. It's not like that. That is whatever is there is same Jnana, Bala, Aishwarya, Virya, Shakti, Tejas, the 6 opulences is present also in the same Krishna, Rama, whatever are the multiple Krishnas, same, everything's same. There's no difference at all. In Chauvery Muni's case, it's very easy to understand. Atma cannot be divided into pieces. Yes? No doubt about that. Then how did he get 60 bodies? Does it mean there are 60 Atmas, instances of 59 from the original? Or the one Atma divided into another 59 parts and put into different bodies? Well, we know from Bhagavad Gita, the Atma cannot be made into pieces. An Atma cannot sit in many places. Jivatma cannot sit in many places. In one place, it can be. I can be in St. Louis, Baldwin, but I cannot be in St. Louis, Chesterfield. But Krishna, that's where the difference comes. Krishna sitting in St. Louis, Baldwin can also be at the same time in Chesterfield and other places. That's the difference.
To continue with that, then with Chauvery Muni, he was in 60 different bodies. Was there super soul? Like Krishna is in everybody, right? As a super soul. So did he? What's the situation there when he was?
I'll apply that. Very good question. Very scientific question. But the thing is that I gave an example here. Apply the same example. My Atma, I'm taking myself, my Atma is present in my heart. Say yes, no. So we can continue the discussion.
Yeah.
Atma is present in, okay. My Atma is not present in my fingertips.
Right.
Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
But how is my finger is moving?
It's the consciousness.
Where does the consciousness come from?
From the Atma.
Atma supplies from the Atma, the consciousness spreads toward the body. And where is Paramatma situated?
Also situated in the heart.
Okay. That means Atma and Paramatma is situated in my heart, and the consciousness from me, from my Atma, the consciousness spreads all over the body, watched by the Paramatma who's sitting in my heart as well.
Right.
And the consciousness is spreading outside of my body to another body.
Right.
Shouldn't be a tough answer now. Instead of this body, the same consciousness is spreading to another body. So Atma is still situated over here.
Right.
Only the consciousness of the Jivatma is moving around. But nevertheless, Paramatma is present in every single body. Whether Jivatma is present or Jivatma is not present, in this small device that I have, Paramatma is present. There could be Jivatmas also sticking on everywhere. We don't know. It is there. Because Jivatma is present everywhere, Paramatma is also present everywhere.
Yeah.
Jivatma is not conscious of things, Paramatma is conscious of things. Is it clear or confusing?
Yeah.
Priya Mataji, is that clear for you? We have discussed this quite a bit in past also.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's 5 more minutes if anyone wants to have any discussion. Diksha?
Prabhuji, when you said like you were asking the question like what does karma mean? I remember like karma, akarma, vikarma.
Oh, can you please tell me what is akarma, vikarma, and karma means? So we all can learn from you.
Those are all like the Sanskrit words for, I think the Sanskrit words for the moods of goodness, passion, and ignorance, I think.
Okay, thank you so much. Karma means actions, good actions. Vikarma means actions which are not good, bad actions. Akarma means action which doesn't fall into reaction, doesn't produce good karma or bad karma. Okay, Diksha? But what you said also correct. 3 gunas plays important role on karma, akarma, vikarma. So we'll accept that also. Anyone else? If nothing, Ashok Prabhu, back to you. Any announcement?
Thank you, Prabhu. It was very nice